Your child just got an autism diagnosis and you're overwhelmed. You're sitting there at 2 a.m. Googling, what is autism? Today I'm gonna talk to you about what I wish I knew back then so that you can sleep a little easier tonight. Hey, I'm Genevieve, mom to an autistic child and voice behind the Autism Parent Guide. Here I take large complex topics and break them down into small bite-sized pieces. And today I'm gonna talk about what is autism. When my child was diagnosed autistic, I was desperate for answers. I was the one Googling at 2 a.m. trying to figure this out. Just so you know, this came out of nowhere from my family because there was no one that we knew of in our family that was on the autism spectrum and no one that we were surrounded with that was autistic. And so it was a huge learning curve. And today I'm going to talk to you about what autism actually is. Autism, or autism spectrum disorder, ASD, is a neurodevelopmental difference. It affects the way your child's brain develops, especially the way they communicate, speech, the way they interact with others, social interactions, as well as how they experience the world, the sensory pieces, light, noises, smells, etc. Something important for you to know is that autism is just a different way of life. It's a spectrum because no two children are alike. Every child has its own mix of strengths and challenges. One of the first questions many parents ask is why. Science shows that autism has a strong genetic link, which means it runs in families. Research from the Simons Foundation shows that genes have a strong genetic link in the brain development. And so, for some families, this is the first time autism is presenting. And in other families, once they learn the traits of autism, they realize that maybe that cousin, that sibling, or sometimes even that parent exhibit traits of autism. Every child's autism presents differently, but let me paint you a picture. Imagine a little boy named Leo. At 3 years old, Leo's parents noticed that his speech wasn't developing the way other kids were. They also noticed when they called his name, he didn't always answer and show any eye contact. Leo loves to line up his cars and trains, and he can spend hours doing this. But when his parents ask him a question, sometimes he'll repeat the question back to them. When his parents take Leo out in public, to a grocery store or to birthday parties, and it's too loud, Leo puts his hands over his ears. Sometimes when Leo is excited or under stress, he may flap his hands or he may rock back and forth. He sometimes can even twitch his eyes. These are all forms of stimming. It's a way a child self-soothes. Leo, sometimes when he's walking, can look a little clumsy as well. Like Leo, many autistic kids struggle with back and forth conversation, have very focused interests like dinosaurs, trains, airplanes, notice sounds, smells, or textures more or less than their peers, can often appear clumsy to others, and may often do some repeated movements to self-soothe. This is called stimming. This is just one example of what autism could look like. So why do we say on the spectrum? Because autism doesn't go from mild to severe. It's based on the level of support a child needs. Think of autism like a color wheel. Every child has a mix of strengths and areas of weaknesses where they need more support. One child might not speak yet, but they have a good sense of someone's emotional cues. Another child might just talk non-stop, like verbal diarrhea, but don't understand the social cues and how to connect with different people. Some children need daily support, while others need very little support and maybe in certain circumstances. And that is exactly why autism is called a spectrum, because it is just that. No two children will be alike. No two children that are autistic will present the same way. So your child was just diagnosed, take a breath. Your child can learn, grow, and surprise you every single day. This may not be the road that you thought you were gonna go down, but this road is still full of joy, connection, and love. I drop a video every Thursday to talk about the autism journey and to make things simple for parents and to help support parents. So if this video has helped you, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're looking for something to watch next, I have a video, click on the link above, a video about what to do next and what are the first steps once your child is diagnosed with autism. I just want you to know that you're not alone and neither is your child. Thank you for joining me here on the Autism Parent Guide, and I'll see you next week.